our population have any confidence in our public school system or organized religion. Today's words for thought: failing churches.
All right.
Remember a tune sung by Janet Jackson that asked the question, "What have you done for me lately?" Excuse me? Did you forget how I fed you at the soup kitchen? How I clothed you at the getaway? And I housed you at the shelter? Now don't get me wrong. All these programs matter, but have you ever thought that in spite of millions, even billions of dollars across our land that is taken through collection plates, much of which comes from the poor, we still have the following problems across the communities in our country? Like the lack of housing for single moms, food banks, poor public schools for our children, very little and sometimes no finance housing or operated business by our local churches. Did you realize the opportunity of such could generate and even employ large amounts of return investments for years and years to come? So, can I ask you then, what has the church done for you lately? Or maybe it should say, what have you done for the church lately?
Amen.
Many people seem very confused about the difference between the moral views and the views of the world. They lack the knowledge for how to apply them into their daily lives. Just maybe, could the problem our churches face today be not what occurs in our worship services, but actually the way we are treating the people that attend the worship services? Unfortunately, many churches are losing worshipers because they are failing to adapt for the needs of their communities. Are the church failing because they have lost their purposes? Have we lost our God? We might want to ask ourselves, what would Jesus do about single moms, long-term unemployment, crime, school bullying, and the almighty gospel according to Facebook? Another hymn reminds us by saying, "Lead me, guide me along the way, for if you lead me, I will not stray." Our churches need to provide people with the direction and the tools to attack their challenges. Let's come from behind those pulpits and get up out of our seats and reach out and help people who need our support and guidance.
Amen.
Churches. Let's take back our God, take back our leadership, take back our communities, take back our country. Only then can the churches get right with God and go home. This has been an inspiration.
Amen.
Church say amen. Right. I want you to get your Bibles open and get ready to Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Come on.
All right.
And my dear brother, now, Brother Richard, I want you to see that you missed this man. There's one. You see one, right?
Yeah, I see one.
You see one, don't you?
Right.
All right. Brother has a testimony. He's going to do this in about 60 seconds here. Say amen for him.
Amen.
Good morning, Faith Christian Church.
Good morning.
I've been up since 8:34 this morning. I'm going to show you how the devil try to work. But we beat him.
Yeah.
I called a cab at 9 o'clock. They called me at 10:20 and said, "We can't pick you up."
Oh.
I said, "Okay." At first, I said, "Okay, the devil, okay. That's the reason not to go to church, because the cab can't get me." And then my parents, I said, "No, I ain't going to wear the jogging suit. I should have took my butt home last night. That's what I should have did." But I didn't. That's the devil working on me. I said, no, I'm going to church. I said, I got to go to church. Now I'm going to show y'all how good God is. I said, if I deny him, he don't deny me. I'm like, what did I get? What? I just keep playing in my mind. Like, don't you deny God, because you know if you don't go to church, he going to deny you. So I'm just glad that I have a home church that love me.
Amen.
And I love y'all.
Amen.
And y'all don't judge me by my appearance. I know if I'm going through that door, some people going to be like, okay, I know one person for sure going to be asking questions. Then I know the congregation going to be wondering, where can that? Because I know y'all love me.
Amen.
And I love y'all.
Amen. Amen.
Church say amen.
Amen.
I like your testimony. I wish everybody would be honest and say, man, I should have took my butt home last night.
Amen.
It's fine, you know. The only problem is usually what happens is, Sister Sandy, usually the doctor got to tell you should have took your butt home. But thank God that we know where we get our help at.
Amen.
Are you there in Hebrews 11? All right, when you have it, please stand to your feet. Hebrews 11, starting at the first verse. All right, everybody look like they got it. You there? Say amen. Amen. KJV version. Well, actually, we're going to do the KJV and then we're going to do the Common English Bible. The KJV says, now faith. Somebody say now faith.
Now faith
is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. Now let me read it again in this language here. Faith is the reality of what we hope for and the proof of what we don't see. The elders in the past were approved because they showed faith. Now would you look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, the topic of today's discussion is defining faith. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. All right, would you make sure our junior ushers, can you be gracious enough to make sure you hold the doors and make sure nobody get out of here? We will not be before you long. Now faith is something that everybody needs to know and to understand. Amen, somebody? Amen. Faith is the very center or the very heart of what we do. It's this idea of trusting in something that we have no tangible evidence, but knowing and we are settled in our confidence that it does exist. Amen, somebody? Amen. And so the first thing we want to do is define what faith is. Defining faith, and it's found in your first verse. It says, faith is the reality of what we hope for. Somebody say the reality of what we hope for. But the proof of what we do not see. And it should be the very thing that causes you and I to be motivated enough to know that there's something more to our life and our existence than just what we see. Because there are many things that come to attack us. There are many things that come to try us. There are many things that come to overwhelm us. But the reality is there's something that speaks to us that we don't see that assures us that you will not stay here forever. Have you ever been through a place where you've experienced a hard or tumultuous trial in your life and you felt or you were sure that there was nothing that could bring you out? You finally got into the place where you think you got too much debt, or you think you got to a place where nobody would care or love you, or you thought that finally this was the position that you were going to be stuck in for the rest of your life. But all of a sudden, something came out of nowhere and said not so. Amen. Oh, come on now, just think about your little lives. Think about where you've been, and think about how discouraged you were on Monday, thinking that Monday would surely be the day that it would all end. Think about how you said, I don't see any way possible that I'm going to make it out of this trial. But then something came that you didn't expect. That's called faith. Somebody say faith. Something came that you didn't expect to assure you that you were going to be able to make it out. So faith is not so much of a religion as much as it is this unseen, unheard, but very true force that pulls you and I out of every tumultuous trouble that we ever experience. Somebody say real faith. Real faith. Your Bible says on the 3rd verse, look at that 3rd verse, it said, by faith we understand that the universe was created by a word. Oh, okay, now let me help you real good. Let me help you real good, all right? All right? By faith, the universe was created by a word. Somebody say a word. A word. Okay, let me break it down this way. Your world is shaped by the things you say. Amen. And so every influence comes to make you say something. Because if you say it, then it becomes true, then it becomes your reality. Okay, let me say it this way. You say I'm frustrated. You say I can't stand Sister Cantaloupe. Or Brother Junebug. Because you were in a moment of emotional frustration. Let me encourage you. The majority of the negative things you have spoken in your life has literally come from your emotional frustration not being able to be contained. Let me say it this way to you. You can speak in faith positively or negatively. Did you hear what I said? Somebody say point 2.
Point 2.
Faith is not a feeling. It is not just an emotion. It is not just something that comes. It is a tangible, intangible thing. Let me say it this way. All right. Sister Irene told me that she was going to give me $20 today. All right? All right. Sister Irene told me she's going to give me $20. Okay? And so because it was Sister Irene who told me that she was going to give me $20, I now can start looking at what I can purchase for $20. Why? Because I know the character of the one who told me. She ain't give me no money yet.
All right.
You gotta understand this. This is what happened. I was broke. And Sister Irene said she was going to give me $20. And so you know what I can do now with $20? I can go ahead and purchase something that I've been needing to buy. And why is that important? Because if it was anybody else, if it was somebody like, I don't know, Dante didn't give me $20. I'd wait on it. But because I know the character of the one that promised me something, I can prepare to make a purchase. And see, it's more than just this hope, but because faith has to lock into the character of the promiser.
Yes. Right? Amen.
Okay, let me say it this way to you. You have been promised by God in His Word that He would never leave you nor forsake you, so you have no business feeling lonely.
Amen. Amen. All right.
If you are in a situation and you're like, God, I just don't know how I'm going to eat today. It's already 7 o'clock, Sister Lynn, and I ain't got it. But because I understand the character of the one who promised me, it's a very tangible, intangible promise where I can hang my hat on it. I can even, if Irene promised me $20, I can go to Subway and stand in line and wait because I know she's coming with my money. Oh, good glory. Oh, praise Jesus. Where's my child music at? Are you going this back? See, the problem. See, this is the problem with some of the church folk. Is that y'all start hearing these prophet liars and these folk with raggedy character promising you stuff. And it's saying that this is what God gonna do, this is what God ain't gonna do. And then when it don't happen, you get mad. You forget about the person and get mad at God. That's why some folk don't come to church. They go around and say, well, I heard Pastor said that God was gonna do such and such. But they forgot about the part where I said, well, you gotta live right, you gotta repent, you gotta serve. And all they heard was, I'm about to get a blessing. That's all they heard. They ain't hear nothing about you got to repent from your sins, you got to be baptized by the water, you got to be faithful to your Lord's church, you got to give it all. You can't just pass the basket and put candy wrappers in it. They forgot all that. And they just heard the part about the blessing. Not only must you be concerned about the character of the one who promised, but you also got to be mindful of the character of the one who got the promise.
Amen. Amen.
Sometimes, hear me real good, this ain't even in the notes. Sometimes your character will diffuse the miracle.
My Lord.
Sometimes your character will... See, the thing I love about God is as I continue to live with Him, I continue to journey with Him, Brother Richard, I'm learning constantly that He's always proving me to get better. He's always trying me to get better.
Amen.
Do you hear what I'm saying? So watch this. I'm going to talk to the men. Let me talk. Men, say amen. Amen. Just say again, amen. Amen. All right, watch this. Man, if that woman who is 35, 24, 35 don't get you,
Well, that's it.
he going to send you something that may be 25, 25, 25 and see if that gets you. Or he might change it and make it 3, 3, and 3. Or for some men, it got to be 45, 75, 99. Why is that? Because as you progress, you realize that there are certain things that you can be delivered from progressively. And so that first woman that used to walk past used to always get your attention. Then you grew up a little bit, that don't bother you. But then that woman with money got your attention. I remember I used to hear this thing, don't tell nobody I told you this, but I used to hear there's certain men that used to really get weak every time they see a really old woman with a whole lot of money near death. Because that was their progressive weakness. Do you hear what I'm saying? But watch this though. And this is how you have to be able to overcome those character flaws so that whatever you are believing God for will come right. Why did I say that? Because you believe God that He was going to bless you, meet every need in your life. And because your character is still jacked up, you think you have to use tricky means to get your need met.
Amen.
Okay, let me give you scripture. Come here, Abraham. Your homegirl was stripping. She said, listen, God don't know what He's talking about. You know, He talking about I'm going to have this baby, and you don't know how old I am. So you're going to take this little young thing right here, and go on and do what you need to do, because look, you can still do what you need to do. I just can't do what I need to do. So you go ahead, you do what you need to do, and we're going to help God out. And not realizing that that character deficiency caused a conflict with a real miracle for the rest of his life.
Amen.
Did you hear what I said? And so your character, beloved, must be proven when God gives you a word in faith. Did you hear what I said? Somebody say point 3. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Faith must be focused. Somebody say faith must be focused. Are you still in the text right here in Hebrews 11? I want you to look right here specifically. Verse 5. By faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, but was found because God had translated him. Before his translation, he had this testimony that it pleased God. Specifically, that he would not see death as a normal man. Why is that important? There is a specific thing that God had him to believe for, and a specific thing that God promised him. Did you hear what I said? There is a specific... What's the specific thing that you are believing God for today in this room? And that's the thing that you must hold on to and grip to specifically. Okay, let me say it this way. You believe in God to send you a godly man. You believe in God to provide specific food for your home. How do you know when God has blessed you? Like in the example of the man. Like I told him, Sister Sandy, you believe in God for a Boaz. So you know that when God sends you that Boaz, he'll come because he will be a Boaz. But, Sister Cheryl, if God sends you a lying ass, a dumb ass, or a broke ass, AZ, then you know it's not your promise fulfilled. Because the character will not line up with the Boaz. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
But you must be willing to specifically spell it out. God, I need this in that person. I need this quality in that person. I need this type of relationship. And so you will not be confused or led astray when the wrong one comes your way.
Amen.
Lord, I'm trying to eat healthy, and God, you know I ain't got no money, so I need you to help me get organic food. And so I will, anytime people offer me fast food, it would not be your way.
Amen.
Somebody say, faith must be focused.
Faith must be focused.
You must line your promise up specifically and identify the things that God has promised you and said He's going to deliver you, and you must hold to those standards no matter what. Amen, somebody.
Amen.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
But what gets in your faith? Somebody say the enemy of faith.
The enemy of faith.
Say it one more time, the enemy of faith.
The enemy of faith.
Is longevity. Or like I like to say in the scriptures, long suffering. Tell me this, Brother David, how long should we wait on God? Brother David, how long should we wait on God? Huh? Brother Lillian, how long should we wait on God? Brother Don, how long should we wait on God? Say it again. Should we rush it?
No.
Should we get impatient?
No.
Should we change what we're believing God for because it's taking too long?
No.
We must be willing to hold on no matter what happens. Come here, brother. Stand up real quick. Turn this way. This is the way we should hold on to God. When we get a promise from God, we have to hold on like this. All right? I'm holding on to you. You got me? You got me. You can hold me, can't you? You can hold me? You sure? No matter what happens, you can hold me, right? You can do. Oh, you can sound shaky now. If I jump on your shoulders, you can hold me, can't you? That's the end, right? See, when God gives you a promise, it's not like Brother Richard that told me the conditions that it can stay and hold on and make it. The way in which this promise comes, it will remind me that no matter what's going on, it's going to stay and it's going to remain no matter what changes we go through. And that's our confidence in God, that you have to learn how to hold on to God like this until that promise manifests.
Amen.
Some of us are holding on to God's promises like this. Ask your neighbor, do you have a good grip on your promise?
Do you have a good grip on your promise?
Last text real quick. Go to Mark 10. Mark 10. Starting at the 46th verse. Are you there? And they came to Jericho, and he went out of, and then they came to Jericho, and as he went out of Jericho with his disciples, a great number of people, blind, Bartimaeus the son, sat by the highway side begging. And when he had heard it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. And many charged him that he should hold his peace. But he began to cry louder with a great deal, thou son of David, have mercy on me. What began to happen there, Sister Geraldine, is that he began to get opposition against his promise. As you heard when I was holding on to Richard, Richard said, I'm not sure, I don't think I can carry you on my shoulders. But the difference was, with this particular man, is he began to cry out louder until he got Jesus' attention. His faith said, I've heard enough of God to know that if he come by my way and just spend a few moments with me, whatever it is I'm dealing with, he'll be able to deal with. Because my faith is defined in such a way that if I just stay consistent long enough, if I can get past all of the onlookers and all the folks who got something to say about my request, if I can just get past all the struggle and all the strain and all the stress or the pain in my body, if I can just hold on a little while longer, if I can get to a place where I can find the right voice tone that will move Jesus my way. Some of you have been going through so much in your life that you have gotten so discouraged. You said, ain't no way in the world this girl gonna ever get right. Ain't no way in the world my child gonna ever act right. But if I can just get loud enough and get tenacious enough,
All right.
and if I can just make sure I've given up all that I have to get his attention. See, the biggest problem with your faith, beloved, you don't really believe God. You hope he does it. You don't really want to put nothing behind it, because true faith, you ready for this, Sister Karen, requires sacrifice.
Amen.
When I said I was going to believe God for my healing, I said, listen, I'm done fooling with these doctors. I'm done fooling with these pills. God, look, either you're going to do it or I'm going to die. And I said, I've gotten to a place in my life where I refuse to put you second. I refuse to put a plan B there. I refuse to get a plan C. God, you're going to be my plan A, my plan B, and I've come too far. I've put too much on the line. I've lost too much in my life to believe or to doubt that you won't move for me. And so what I'm going to do is, when people come at me, all I'm going to do is get louder.
Amen.
My tenacity is going to get stronger. My grip is going to get harder on that promise. So there's somebody in this room today that feels overwhelmed.
Amen.
There's somebody in this room that's saying, God, I've been believing. You know what? I'm like, Lord, look, if I get another call about somebody else dying,
My God.
if I get another person, God, who said they ain't got food to eat, God, if I get another person who said they think they're going to lose their mind, saying they want to end their life. And then he said this to me, very cool. He said, it's not you who have to fix it. He said, it's me. I just need you to be available. And but you know what happens though? Can I be honest with you? You get so used to them dialing your number.
My God.
You get so used to them coming to saying, I need this. We get so used to them saying, well, I know you got a few dollars, or I know you got this, that, and the other. And then I'm saying, God, I'm just tired. I'm weary. And he said, you've been trying to do it on your own all the time anyway. That's why you're tired. You've been trying to show how strong you are. But your faith should tell you that it never really was you. All I did was let you co-sign for what I did.
Amen. Amen.
So I'm encouraging somebody today. Redefine your faith. I know you're hurting. I know you're in pain. I know you're tired. I know you're weary. But hold on a little harder. Hold on a little while longer. And encourage yourself. All right, if you're discouraged in this room about something, raise your hand. If something is on your mind and you're heavy and it's bothering you, let me encourage you and tell you, look, don't give up right here.
Amen.
Tomorrow's coming.
Amen.
Weeping may endure for the night. You know the problem is, that so many people ready to kill themselves before midnight.
My God.
Not realizing that they can hold on just for a few more hours, the day gonna come.
Yes.
It ain't that bad. It's just that you're trying to do it on your own.
Amen.
Your faith should remind you that he will never leave you nor forsake you. Everybody stand.